Hello, TikTokers. I thought I'd hop on today and talk a little bit about math and unschooling because last time I talked about literacy, and so today I'm going to talk about math. And I want to assure parents that it's not over when a child is 18 years old. That's not like the end of their math learning. And so if your child is struggling in math, maybe again, you need to wait a little while and see if they can grasp the concepts later on. And I say this because, and I have a story. So when I went to high school, I had been placed in modified math after grade 5 because I was not getting math. I had identified as a person who couldn't do math actually. So I was put into a modified program up until around grade 10. And then in grade 11 and 12, I had to switch over if I wanted to graduate into a regular math program. But thankfully, at the time, accounting was not a business class, but it was a math class. So I switched over into accounting in order to graduate. And I'm very grateful that they had allowed that at the time because otherwise I wouldn't have graduated. I had no math skills whatsoever. Now, if you fast forward about 10 years, at this time I'm a single mother with a waitressing job, 3 of them probably at the time. I had become good at math in real life. Like I could do bookkeeping for people. I could make change without, we didn't have calculators on our phones back then. There was no phones that you carried around with you. And so I'd gotten good at making change and things like that, but I still didn't grasp basic math facts. And around the age of 27, I decided as a single mother that I didn't want to waitress anymore and I wanted to become a teacher. So I enrolled at university. And one of the courses I was required to take was science. And now science, I didn't know which one to take, so I took physics. And I loved physics, but I had a grade 4 or 5 math education. So I had to learn all of the math from grade 4 up to grade 12 in a very short amount of time in order not to look stupid in front of my classmates, because I didn't know what an integer was. I didn't know what an exponent was. I didn't know how to make things out of square roots. I didn't even know what that was. I learned very quickly. So just because your child doesn't know math in grade 12 doesn't mean it's over. They still have time throughout their lifetime to learn the math that's important to them. And I can tell you from personal experience that when you have a motivation, like not wanting to look like an idiot in front of your classmates, you can learn very quickly. I learned within 2 months all of that math, and I put a lot of time into it. So don't give up just because it's hard right now. I know it can get better in the future when their brains are a little bit more developed and they have motivation.